Alright, I'm going to try and do things a little bit differently this time. I think I'll try and narrate this while I make it, rather than put in the audio afterwards. I think I can do it every day, you know. So, perspective. That's what this project's going to be about. Again, you have a lot of freedom to do this, but I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can do it. And then you can fill it in with whatever you want. I've got a piece of 11 by 14 paper. You might only have a piece of printer paper, but that's just fine. I'm going to do some smaller ones so you can see some variety. But you can use anything you have. I'm going to be using a ruler, but I'll also use this paper ruler that I made, so if you have another piece of paper, you can just fold it over a bunch of times and you get a nice straight edge on it, so if you need to make a line or something, then works great. Alright, so in 1 point perspective, you've got a point. 1 point. Okay, we'll make that a little bit darker so you can see it for sure. And 1 point perspective, you have one vanishing point. Okay, you know, you can pick pretty much anywhere along this picture plane that you want the second part to go. I'm going to put one right here. That way, just draw this paper ruler out. Works just fine. Hold it down with your other finger. In both cases, you just don't want it to slide. Alright, a tunnel, a street, a hallway, whatever it might be. An exhaust port. This is basically the end of Star Wars. The trench. Okay? Everything conveys to that 1 point. Cities, you know, if you break this up a little bit, it can be a natural, kind of a river or something, but that one vanishing point is going to be the whole thing. Hallway. This works really good for things that are built on grids. And you'll see me develop that. So to make that picture, you just pick a point somewhere in the middle, usually on the rule of thirds. So this is the rule of thirds right here of the picture. So you want to see that line, unless you want to put it dead center, which would be a weird choice photographically, I guess, but you can do it. I would say put it somewhere closer to these points of interest or intersection lines in the rule of thirds. Just a compositional trick. You know, if you're doing a comic or something, you'd switch that around so it looked like the camera was actually moving when there is no camera. So that's one way to do it. I might finish that abstract, I have no idea. 2 point perspective. Alright. So I'm going to pick a horizon line here. On this one, you know, horizon line would have been something like that. Okay. Okay, something like this. You can tilt the horizon line if you want to. I'm going to try and put it, let's make it a little higher, so I can show you a couple different types. Okay, so here's the horizon line, and we're going to pick the vanishing points. We're going to make 2 this time, so I'm just going to use the very edges of the paper, or the frame. Now I'm not worried about the 3 point yet, so I'm just going to put a vertical line there, so it goes straight up and down. And tilt to it. And then from that horizon line and wherever that line ends, you can make a kind of a diamond shape. So this would indicate where you are in the picture. If this is a garden shed or a mid-century modern house or a Costco or whatever, basically means that the building starts lower than you and ends up much taller than you in this place because this is your eye line. And if you're a human being, then you're between 3 and 8 feet tall, something like that. So you now see this above and below. It's an even line. Now, if something was below that line, let's say, so we'll make another object here. Okay. If I wanted to make that the top of that roof right there on this lower building or this bicycle locker or whatever it is, then I'm going to go to the opposite point. Okay, let's see, for this side. And then for the other side, going to the opposite point there. But still up and down for the sides, the corners, I guess. And then we pick a point right here. We say how tall do we want this thing to be. We want it to be about that tall. And then we're going to go right down the line like that. It just happened to be on that exact same line right there, but it didn't need to be. Could move it forward or move it back, depending on where it ends up or what you want your drawing to do. Now you can determine the backs of these things too by doing this. Terminal point, and then straight up and down for that one. Right. And that would give you a straight line between the horizon line, the terminal point for that, and the terminal point for that, which gives you the side you can't see. So if you're a drafter or an architect, maybe you might put a see-through line there, like a dotted line. I'm going to turn this one abstract, I think, but that's the basic idea. If you wanted to take a door out or something, it's not hard. You can just cut a piece out like this. Where's the top of that thing go? Horizon, or the vanishing point there. Cut that thing off. There you go. If you wanted to make an inside kind of ledge there, door sill or whatever, horizon line the other way, goes this way, then straight up and down for that one. And you can calculate all kinds of interiors if you wanted to, something else. That's another wall on the inside right there. So these points are your guidelines, basically. All your other lines are going to be vertical in a 2-point drawing. Pretty simple. Now at 3-point, I'm going to take 3 lines here. Now I'm going to make something float. Okay, I'm going to take my horizon line and push it really far to the bottom, like that. And I'm going to grab another point like this. Now here's the difference with this. You're going to make something at 3-point, then space is going to get compressed a little bit. First, we're going to make a box on the bottom. Okay, then we're going to determine a length to that box by alright, so there you have it. And right here, draw some points like that. This is where this compression comes in really weird. But that is how that looks. Okay, so you can see the box. This line and this line is going to converge down to this point. Now this is where those wings might really pay off, because the sides wouldn't get so distorted, especially if you had a bigger piece of paper. Right? So that's 3 point there. And if you wanted to make, cut that box in half or something, easily do it. You're just trying to connect that point through to that same vanishing point all the time. And you can cut a piece out at the bottom, nice and even. Just measure wherever you want. You're the architect, We don't make mistakes. We just make happy accidents. Whoopsie. Okay. And if we wanted even that to be hollow, this point right here and the vanishing point at the top, they go through. So this can give you a warped perspective. It can give you the idea that you're small. 4 point. That's 4 points going to give you a take this, and it's going to be like a fisheye. Okay, so you just got to make these about equidistant and to be the same curve. You can customize your camera if you want, but basically you're building a kind of a globe. You find lots of tutorials for this stuff online. So now if you wanted a building, inside of that to kind of arc over. You could, of course, just keep building. Keep building buildings. You can curve those over. This way, and this way, this way, and this way. Okay? That's how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1. And then 1 and 2. How many vanishing points are there? 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. Kind of a mess, but I'll speed it up and we'll see how you can do it.